Every bank account on earth was invented by accident. Every share certificate, every line of credit, every coin in your pocket that the state quietly devalues while you sleep. None of it was designed. None of it was theorized. It was improvised 2,000 years ago by anonymous Roman bureaucrats solving problems they did not understand they were solving. And the corruption that followed them is not ancient history. It is the operating system of the modern economy. Most people will never realize this. By the end of this video, you will. Picture the 2nd century before Christ. Rome is no longer a city. It is a machine devouring the Mediterranean. Legions march from Hispania to Syria. Grain fleets crawl from Egypt to Ostia. Provinces stretch beyond the horizon of any administrator who has ever lived. And no government in history has ever tried to pay, feed, and supply something this large. The Senate has no economists, no central bank, no theory of money. What it has is a payroll problem of unprecedented scale and soldiers who do not accept excuses. Something has to be invented, quickly. The men tasked with this are not famous. They are questors, junior magistrates managing the treasury, argentarii, money changers in cramped forum stalls, publicani, contractors bidding for state work. None of them set out to build a financial system. They are clerks, accountants, middlemen. They wake each morning with a single problem: how to move silver, settle debts, and keep a legion fed 3,000 miles from Rome. Their tools are wax tablets and abacuses. Their innovations will outlive their empire by 2 millennia. Their names will be forgotten. Their inventions will not. The first accident is the denarius, struck around 211 BC in the desperate years of the war against Hannibal. It is not a monetary policy, it is a military invoice, a standardized silver coin, light enough to carry, uniform enough to count, durable enough to survive a campaign season. The treasury needs to pay legions across thousands of miles without weighing silver at every transaction. So they fix the weight, they fix the purity, they stamp the authority of the state onto the metal itself. And in that single administrative shortcut, the modern concept of national currency is born. The second accident emerges in the Forum. Merchants need silver moved across the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean is full of pirates. Chests of coin do not survive long voyages. The argentarii, money changers, notice something. If a merchant deposits silver in Rome and another argentarius in Corinth honors a written promise against that deposit, no silver needs to move at all, only paper, only trust, only ledgers. The letter of credit is invented not by a genius, but by a man trying not to be murdered at sea. Modern banking begins at a wooden counter in the Forum. The third accident is the largest. The Roman state needs roads built, taxes collected, mines worked, harbours dredged. It does not have the manpower. So it auctions contracts to private companies, the publicani. These contracts are enormous, larger than any single citizen can finance. So the publicani do something quietly revolutionary. They divide ownership of the company into shares. They call them partes. And in the Forum, openly, citizens buy and sell these partes, betting on whether the company will profit. A stock exchange, 18 centuries before Amsterdam, claims the invention. Pause and consider what has happened. Without theory, without design, without a single founding document, Rome has assembled the 4 pillars of modern finance: national currency, paper credit, joint stock companies, public markets in tradable shares. None of these were invented by a thinker. All of them were assembled by clerks, by contractors, by money changers solving the next problem on the next day. The modern economy was not authored, it was accreted, one ledger entry at a time. By men whose names no historian recorded because no historian thought what they were doing was important. And for a century the system works beautifully. Trade explodes. The empire grows wealthier than any civilization before it. Citizens in Gaul transact with merchants in Alexandria using credit instruments backed by silver they will never see. Publicani build aqueducts that still carry water today. The denarius becomes the dollar of the ancient world, accepted from Britain to Persia. Rome has stumbled into a financial architecture so powerful it can fund wars, feed cities, and project power across 3 continents simultaneously. The administrators who built it never understood what they had created, but the state did. And here is the moment everything changes. The state notices that the tools built to solve problems can also be used to extract. The denarius can be quietly debased, less silver, same face value, and the difference pocketed by the treasury. By the 3rd century AD, the coin contains less than 5% silver. Citizens cannot tell. Prices rise anyway, wages do not. The savings of an entire empire evaporate into the treasury without a single tax being raised. The first deliberate inflation in recorded history. The blueprint every government since has followed. The corruption spreads. Publicani contracts, once auctioned competitively, are now rigged in favor of senatorial allies. Argentari are pressured to extend credit to the politically connected and deny it to the rest. Tax farming becomes legalized extortion. Provinces squeezed not to fund the state, but to enrich the men collecting. The same instruments that built the empire are now turned against the citizens who depend on them. The mechanism has not changed, only the direction of the extraction. Wealth no longer flows up from productive activity. It flows sideways, from the many to the few, through paperwork. This is the hinge. This is the moment a financial system stops being infrastructure and becomes a weapon. And notice what the system does not do. It does not collapse. It does not announce itself. It continues to function. Banks still lend, coins still circulate, shares still trade, while quietly hollowing out the productive base beneath it. By the time citizens understand what has happened, the savings are gone, the currency is worthless, and the men who engineered the extraction have already converted their gains into land. Different empire, different century, same playbook. Rome's financial system outlived Rome itself. The denarius circulated in Europe for centuries after the legions vanished. The letters of credit migrated to Italian city-states and became the foundation of Renaissance banking. The Publicani model resurfaced in Amsterdam, in London, in New York, each time treated as a new invention. And the corruption migrated with them. Every debasement, every rigged contract, every quiet extraction from ordinary citizens through instruments they do not understand, all of it inherited. The Roman administrators built the architecture. The Roman state taught the world how to abuse it. So look again at the dollar in your wallet, the share certificate in your portfolio, the mortgage on your home, the line of credit on your phone. None of it was designed for you. All of it was improvised by anonymous bureaucrats 2,000 years ago, solving problems they could not name in an empire that no longer exists. And the corruption that followed them did not die with Rome. It was inherited, refined, industrialized, different currency, same theft, different empire, same extraction. We are not the heirs of Rome's wisdom. We are living inside its blueprint. The most important fact about the modern economy is that no one designed it. It was not the work of a philosopher or a founding father. It was accreted accidentally by clerks. And once a system is built by accident, no one truly controls it. But anyone in power can exploit it. That is the Roman lesson. Not that empires fall, but that the instruments which build them are the same instruments which betray their citizens. The mechanism is 2,000 years old. It is operating right now. Most people will never realize this.